Before this video starts, I'd like y'all to do me a favor real quick. Click the link down in the description or in the bio, depending on what platform you're on. And check out my Twitch page. I'm on there almost every single night. I stream WWE, NBA 2K, NFL, just chatting, just the usual stuff, I guess. And I do it every single night except usually for Fridays. If you want to have a good late night time, be sure to go check out my Twitch. Again, links in the description and in the bio. And with that said, let's get right into the video. This is for the best player of each draft throughout the entire 2010s. I'm sure there are a lot of people who have done this, but I don't watch NFL content like that, so I'm kind of blind, so my bad. But yeah, we're going to get into it though. If you guys are new to the channel, you want to see some more videos like this, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And with that said, let's get right into it. Going into 2010, honorable mention, Antonio Brown. I do have Rob Gronkowski as the best player coming out of the draft. And in my eyes, even with Antonio Brown as an honorable mention, it's not even close. 9,300 receiving yards, most since 2010 from a tight end and fifth most all-time among tight ends. 92 touchdowns, same thing, most since 2010, but third all-time among tight ends. Four-time All-Pro, five-time Pro Bowl, and a four-time Super Bowl champion. 3 times with New England, 1 time with Tampa Bay. No one on this list is going to be considered the best at their position all-time. I do consider Gronkowski the greatest tight end of all time. I know there are other options out there, but in terms of team and individual success, in my opinion, no one has topped Gronk. I'm not going to say won't, because who knows, there probably will. I think he has a very good argument. The 2011 draft. 2011 was a very interesting draft also. Honorable mention being Cam Newton, but in my opinion, Von Miller is the best player to come out of this draft. 115 sacks, the most since 2011 and the 22nd most all time. 154 tackles for a loss, second since 2011 and 7th all time. 8-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All-Pro, 2-time Super Bowl champion, once with the Broncos, once with the Rams, and with the Broncos, he was the Super Bowl MVP. He was one of the best linebackers we've seen in decades. He'll eventually go down, if not already, as one of the best linebackers of all time. And he still has a lot left in the tank. From what I hear, he's going to Denver to team up with Russell Wilson. And if that happens, then it might be game over for the league. 2012, there was a lot to choose from, but there is an obvious one in my opinion. Honorable mention goes to Bobby Wagner and Luke Kuechly, but Russell Wilson, and I think it's hands down. A little over 37,000 passing yards, the 8th most since 2012. 292 passing touchdowns, 3rd most since 2012. He's a 9-time Pro Bowler, a 1-time All-Pro, and a former Super Bowl champion. Like I previously mentioned, he just got traded to the Broncos and has automatically made them a Super Bowl contender. He has the cannon. He can run. He's not Lamar Jackson in a sense where he's going to get 1,000 yards in a season, but he can move if he really has to out of the pocket. He is that missing piece of the puzzle that the Broncos needed to be actual playoff contenders. And if they are able to get Von Miller, like I was reading, then they might even be Super Bowl contenders. Who knows? 2013 was not a very enticing draft offhand, but as you go into depth, it definitely improves a lot. Honorable mention goes to Le'Veon Bell and DeAndre Hopkins, but Travis Kelce, he is absolutely the best player to come out of this draft. 9,000 yards, the most since 2013 and the 6th most all-time among tight ends. 57 touchdowns, 2nd since 2013. And 9th all-time, 7-time Pro Bowler, 6-time All-Pro, and a Super Bowl champion with the Chiefs. If anyone in the NFL currently has the potential to surpass Gronkowski, I would say it's between Kelce and Kyle Pitts. But out of this list, I think Kelce has the most potential. He already has him beat on individual seasons, but also, again, he has not been hurt as nearly as much as Gronkowski has. I think if he wins a few more Super Bowls, he has a legitimate case and gets more stuff and all that. So yeah, we'll have to see. 2014, I don't really think there's much of a debate. Honorable mention to Devontae Adams, but Aaron Donald, I think, is hands down the best player coming out of that draft. 98 sacks, which is the most since 2014. He has 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, tied with J.J. Watt and Lawrence Taylor for the most in league history. 8-time Pro Bowl, 7-time All-Pro, and a former Super Bowl champion with the Rams this year, actually. Donald's one of the most dominant defensive players we have seen ever. He doesn't even have to put a lot of stats up. Just his presence is enough for a team to double team him, triple team him. Even if he doesn't make an immediate impact on the quarterback, his presence is still felt, trust me. There were talks that he was going to retire this year at the age of 30. I thought that was really weird, but I guess at this point, he's already cemented himself as one of the best defensive players arguably of all time. So I guess we'll see what happens in the next couple of years. 2015 was a little weak. Honorable mention goes to Amari Cooper, but I think Stephon Diggs, so he clears. A little under 7,400 yards, 6 since 2015. 48 touchdowns, tied 7 since 2015. Two-time Pro Bowler and a one-time All-Pro. I say this all the time, and it'll probably end up biting me in the ass at the end. I do think the Bills are coming out of the AFC this year. I do think Stephon Diggs will be a very integral part. He'll be their wide receiver 1, just like how he was this year. He's one of the best receivers, hands down, in the entire league. One of my favorite ones. And I really do hope that he does win a ring this year, but I'm not sure. 2016 was one of the most stacked draft classes in recent memory in terms of overall talent. Honorable mentions include Tyreek Hill and Derrick Henry. It was hard to leave them out, but Jalen Ramsey, in my opinion, is the best. He has 15 picks, tied 15 since 2016, 74 pass deflections, tied 5th since 2016, 5-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro, and a 1-time Super Bowl champion with the Rams this year. Ramsey's an absolute beast. He doesn't need to get a bunch of picks. At the end of the day, it all matters in coverage, deflections, all that stuff, like we mentioned. And he has a long career still ahead of him. I think the Rams will be able to keep a majority of that team together. It'll be interesting to see if they can run it back. I don't think so, but I don't know. We'll see. 2017, another nice draft class. Honorable mention being TJ Watt and Cooper Kupp, but Patrick Mahomes, who Mitchell Trubisky was drafted before, by the way, is the best player to come out of this draft, and it's not even close in my opinion. I'm going to count stats from 2018 because that's when he officially became a starter. He played one game in his rookie season, and that was it. A little over 18,700 yards, most since 2018. 151 touchdowns, which is also most since 2018. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, a former Super Bowl champion, a former Super Bowl MVP, and a league MVP. In my opinion, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league right now. I think he has the potential to be a top 5 to top 3 quarterback all time. Now, it's very early to say that, but he has that. They just need to keep a team around him, maybe build an O-line around him this year, because watching him run around like a chicken who had his head cut off was just painful to watch. 2018 is a pretty recent draft and has a lot of young talent in there that's doing well right now and excelling. This might be a controversial opinion, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to say it's not. Honorable mention Josh Allen, but Lamar Jackson's the best player to come out of this draft. I don't even think it's particularly close. Since 2018, he is 20th in passing yards, 7th in rushing yards, 84 passing touchdowns, which is 17th, as well as 21 passing touchdowns, which ties for 17th. 2 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro, and 1 MVP. And when healthy, this man's a top 5 quarterback. And you can tell already, like, we watched the games last year when he wasn't on the field and they had Tyler Huntley starting. That team, granted, they had a bunch of injury issues. Their offense isn't nearly as fluid as they are with Lamar Jackson. Next year will be a fun season, I feel like, for the Ravens, regardless. Assuming they're able to get fully healthy and they're able to re-sign a lot of their guys. 2019, this was kind of a tough one. You can kind of interchange the honorable mention with who I actually picked. Honorable mention, Nick Bosa, but Kyler Murray is my pick. This is kind of tough because Nick Bosa has already been to a Super Bowl, as well as someone else who was drafted with him by the Niners, Deebo Samuel, in this draft. But Murray has had a fantastic start to his career, and I do think that it will continue, and I do think that he will end up having like a very excellent career. Almost 11,500 passing yards, 70 passing touchdowns. He's the 2019 Offensive Rookie of the Year and a 2-time Pro Bowler. He still has a lot of time to get a lot of accolades like MVP, Super Bowl championships, other type of awards, you name them. And this is also discounting his running ability. He is one of the fastest players in the entire league. People forget he was an MVP candidate until he got hurt this year. And then that entire team just fell off. And it wasn't just him. I do believe it'll be different next year. Assuming they're not nearly as injured as they were, I think it'll be the same thing. And I do think they'll have a lot more success. So there you go. Those are my best players from each NFL draft throughout the 2010s. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Let me know what you changed. Be sure to leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe once again if you haven't already. Be sure to follow my Twitch as well. Link in the description or the bio, depending on what platform you're on. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And that's it from me. Peace out.